you again. I always seem to run into you right before I do something I'll probably regret.
Well, well, if it isn't the hero of the Pact, glad you made it. I'm the leader of the Hidden Armigers. If you've heard of us, we haven't been doing our jobs. The Armigers do the Pact's dirty work. Sometimes that involves agents from the Morag Tong and other secret organizations, like Naryu here. She owes me a favor. It's a long series of stories we don't have time for. She saved my brother. I saved her life. We're back and forth. That's it for story time. You're here about Varna's Galarian? That crazy Altman wants to organize a secret meeting of the Alliance leaders in neutral territory. He'll be here any minute, so I'll let him give you the details. But don't worry, the Armigers will do our part. Little details. Making sure the right agents are in the right places. Protecting Pact interests. That sort of thing. I could tell you more, but then Naryu would want to kill you. Or maybe just cut on you a little. Turns out I'm glad you came, Virion. I'm calling in that favor.
You mean you called me here without knowing if you needed me, Thrush? Ugh. What's the favor?
I need you to contact the other spy networks. The Eyes of the Queen of the Aldmeri Dominion and the Ring of Daggers in the Daggerfall Covenant.
Contact. You do me with the tips of my daggers. Repeatedly, right?
No, no. This is a diplomacy thing. No killing.
Apologies for my lateness.
Waste of a favor, Thrush. Should have asked for something your lackeys couldn't do. We're even after this, you know.
I know, but this is important. Thanks, Naryu. I'll even ride with you as far as Auradon. Let's go.
Thank you for coming so quickly, Champion. I've been consulting with Countess Hakruba of the Fighters Guild. Both of our guilds believe the time has come to take the fight to Coldharbour. But this places us in a delicate political position. Trust, as always. The Alliance leaders will never agree to join forces, and if our guilds only work with one alliance, the other two will see it as a betrayal. For both guilds, our neutrality is our strength. We can't afford to take sides. The war in Cyrodiil has been long and bloody, and all three alliances are spread thinly. They can't commit resources to an assault on Coldharbour without making themselves vulnerable. I want to bring all three leaders together, maybe cut a deal. You're in a unique position. You can speak with authority, but you're not an alliance leader. You're respected, you have a reputation. They may let you get a word in before they leap at each other's throats. In short, you're the perfect diplomat. I found the perfect meeting place. A neutral location far from disputed territories, an island called Stirk. I can get you an audience with each leader and provide magical transportation. You just need to convince them to travel to Stirk. That's all I ask. I'll open the portal. I think it's best that I travel with you and make introductions as a neutral party. That might make things easier. Greatly esteemed Queen Irene Arana Aldmeri, it is my great honor to present to you...
Varnus, you're so formal. I remember the patience and kindness you showed an awkward, freckled waif all those years ago on fair Somerset. You captured this child's heart then, and it remains with you to this day.
You warm an old man's heart, my queen. I remember well those halcyon days.
As do I, my old friend. Sorry about all these guards. I'm told they're necessary. These are dark days.
A wise precaution, my queen. My counsel would be no different. If you'll permit it, my companion would like to speak with you.
Ah, yes. Let me meet this hero I've heard so much about. It's not often the heroic deeds of one who by all rights should be considered a mortal enemy reach my ears. Come, let's talk. Varnus is a dear man. In many ways, he is family to me. Since he has given you his trust, I'm willing to set aside our differences. But under different circumstances, you and I would be sworn enemies. Well spoken and point taken. To be perfectly honest, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to meet you. Your exploits are legendary. A true champion is like a stone cast upon the waters of history. The ripples it creates travel far and wide. Humility is a noble thing, but you must also remain strong and self-assured. A true champion is also history's pawn, and history is a cruel and unfeeling master. But enough philosophy. What did you wish to speak with me about? And you need all 3 of the Alliance leaders to attend this meeting? A bold suggestion. I like it. Very well. I make no promises with regards to the negotiations themselves, but I will attend. That much I promise.
This one's eye is on you. Make one move against the Queen, and this one will cut you down.
That went well, I think. Shall we move on? To Wayrest, expect a certain level of formality. The court of High King Emmerich is often filled with scandalmongers and subversives. Therefore, protocol is the order of the day. Shall we?
Tell the lovely Donmer Naryu that she is very welcome to disguise herself as a serving girl and show off for
Raz,
this one.
inappropriate.
This one has no regrets.
Esteemed High King Emmerich, I thank you for agreeing to this meeting. I would not presume to waste your time without good reason.
We've known each other for some time, Master Galerion. You aren't known for your capricious whims. Tell me, though, who is your companion?
Your Majesty, this is Skald King Yoren's personal representative, here to speak with you about the impending Coldharbour crisis.
The Skald King sends his personal champion into his enemy's stronghold? Either he has a lot of faith in you, or he's trying to get you killed. I'm intrigued. Come, let us speak. Dibella's legs, but you are a bold one. Even the bards of Wayrest sing of your exploits. I must confess, I had hoped to meet you one day. We sharpen our blades on the same whetstone, if you take my meaning. Tell me then, is it madness that drives you to barge in here like this? Or perhaps you're here to surrender on behalf of your people. If that's the case, I accept. That's a bit of a dreary subject, but I prefer that over some angry line like, "I've come here to kill you, Your Majesty." I'm glad you didn't say that. So you want to talk about everyone's favorite Daedric prince, then? What of him? Ha! I'm sorry. I think I must have misheard you. For a moment, I thought you were saying you wanted to battle a Daedric prince. That would be especially funny if you wanted my help. So, what was it you really meant to say? That would be utter madness. But I do like the thought of seeing that next to my name in the history books. All right. If Irene and Yoren agree to attend, I'll be there. If this is an assassination attempt, though, I'm taking you with me.
Give my best to Thrush. Tell him I hope we can dance again soon.
So, you've been mingling with the enemy, have you, Daria? Just so you know, I already knew that.
Oh, I love to mingle, Your Majesty. I'm gonna mingle their heads right off their necks one of these days.
I didn't think it possible. Well done! We must return and begin the preparations. We have much to do. Come. All three leaders have agreed to join us on Stirk. Now comes the tricky part. Individually, the leaders are rational, even reasonable. But get them together and, well, you'll see soon enough. Everything's been prepared. Are you ready to travel to the summit? Then, with your permission, I'll open the portal to Stirk. May Auriel's hand guide us all.
The word has been given.
A moment, please. I'll wait for you on the other side.
Assures us that all is well there, but keep your wits about you. Good luck.
Welcome to the island of Stirk. Representatives from all three alliances are gathering at the meeting place. It's just up ahead, through the ruins. I'm told they'll be arriving at the meeting site by portal any moment. After all the bloodshed in Cyrodiil, I fear the leaders won't be quick to trust one another. Perhaps you can help them see the wisdom in cooperation. I don't envy you the task. We've already assembled quite a team of experts for the Coldharbour invasion itself. I'll try to introduce you to some of them on the way to the meeting. Lead on. 2 kings and a queen with barely a thimble of patience between them. Reaching a compromise will be no small task, I promise you. Third. Look! It's Lady Laurent!
Moon's casset. Careful with that, you clumsy fool. Do hurry it up. We're missing everything.
I never weary of your charms, Lady Laurent.
Vanus Galarian as I live and breathe. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I had no idea the summit was to be held on the legendary island of Stirk.
It seemed a fitting choice. It was here that the leaders of the First Era assembled the All-Flags Navy to do battle with the Slode.
I can't wait to see what surprises Molag Bal's realm has in store for us.
We are waging war, not embarking on a sightseeing expedition, milady.
Fear not, Vanus. I can take care of myself and my useless lump of a manservant. Stibbins! Haven't you finished tying those bags yet? Oh, you really are hopeless.
Farewell, milady. We must dash. We're expected at the summit. Wonderful. It's Tellinger. Here's Tellinger, the artificer himself. Must it always take a crisis to pull you away from your toys, Telly?
Vanus, your robes smell of failed experiments and your words of failed wit.
Tell me, Telly, what Dwemer rubbish pit did you crawl out of this week?
You really must learn to respect your betters, old friend.
Do let me know when one happens by, won't you? I don't have the time or the energy, Tellinger, so I'll bid you good day. The captain in charge of security, Alfari, is over there.
Captain Alfari, has the island been secured?
Aye. All ships in the area have been diverted away from the island, and the wards are in place.
And the Alliance leaders?
They'll be here any moment. You three should get over there as soon as you can.
We're on our way. Thank you, Captain. We must make haste.
High King Emmerich of the Daggerfall Covenant. Queen Irene of the Old Merry Dominion. Yoren Skald King of the Ebonheart Pact.
We must put aside our differences and work together, or this assault is doomed from the start.
How do we know this isn't a ruse? A clever plan to divert our forces while your armies take the Imperial City.
I thought backstabbing was your favorite tactic, Emmerich.
Please, are you both so arrogant? Your weapons are children's toys compared to the horrors that Molag Bal commands.
I will not wager the future of my people on the word of a snow barbarian and an adolescent female. I fear for Tamriel's future if either of you were to sit upon the Ruby Throne.
Since when do you care about your people? You never lift a finger except to count your gold.
Please, my lords, this bickering is pointless.
What a waste of time.
Obstinate fools, both of you.
What a mess. Apologies, Vernus, but I'm going to check on my lion guard.
This is going about as well as I expected, unfortunately. Even if we can get them to stop bickering, they'll never agree to send troops to Coldharbour. That would leave Cyrodiil unprotected. An interesting idea, but they need to stop bickering long enough to consider it. Why don't you visit each of them in their camps? See if you can reason with them individually.
Intractable fools. Their pride will see us all dead.
We've served as the first line of defense against Molag Bal's invaders, destroying his dark anchors all across Tamriel. They've succeeded in reducing their ranks and leveling half of Cyrodiil. What do you think? Willing and able. But, like the Mages Guild, we are constrained by a non-interference pact. The alliances will only tolerate our presence in their realms if we remain neutral. Unless all 3 alliance leaders consent to it, our hands are bound.
I tried, but these thick-skulled bastards will not see reason. But what about the war in Cyrodiil? If I commit troops to this invasion, the Pact will be vastly outnumbered there. Wizards and mercenaries against the Daedric hordes. Without the Ebonheart Pact, they do not stand a chance. You make some sense after all. I will support this foolish plan if you can convince the other leaders.
Your Skald King has all the patience of a bull at mating season. This is a negotiating table, not a battlefield. Can't you talk some sense into that thick head of his? That's more than I'm getting from them. What do you suggest? I don't doubt their commitment or their bravery, but they are few, and Molag Bal's followers are legion. Arce's beard, you're a bold one, but you may be right. If you can convince the barbarian and the child queen to agree, I'll consider it.
Yoren is being stubborn out of spite. He's your king. Can't you reason with him? Is there? What did you have in mind? Perhaps. But we don't know enough about Coldharbour to fully understand what they'd be up against. Don't presume to think you can intimidate me. History will remember me as a bold and decisive leader who cared about her people. But you do have a point. If you can convince the others, we'll try your plan. Now, leave me in peace.
Any luck? Or are they still at an impasse? I hope they come to their senses soon. We're going to lose the element of surprise. With very good reason, but the sooner they come to an agreement Does the air feel strange to you? That's odd. All of a sudden it feels like a storm is approaching. I have an ill feeling about this.
He has arrived. I can't.
Chaldean! What's happening?
Go! Get away from me! Run!
These are the great leaders of Tamriel. Pathetic. But how convenient to have them gathered together in one place, so I can crush them like insects.
Molag Bal!
Stay back, Countess!
The insects fight back! How amusing! And yet so very sad. All of Nirn shall be mine.
Chaldean!
Protect the leaders. Defeat Molag Bal.
Off with you, Swit!
I hope you're watching. Don't mind me.
I thought we were safe here, hidden from the enemy. The god of schemes grows more powerful by the day. Agreed. There's no time to waste. We must take the fight to him. Yes, at the Iliad Well at the center of the island. After that terrible display of power, I don't think they have much choice. Honored leaders, you have seen the face of our enemy! Molag Bal threatens every living being in Tamriel. The Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild have agreed to join forces to launch an assault on Coldharbour!
Trust in us. Sanction our actions. Give us your blessings. We will not let you down.
Vanos is right. The guilds are our best and only choice. Send them to Coldharbour.
I hate to admit it, but I agree with Emmerich.
As do I. It appears that much of the distrust between our alliances was sown and nurtured by the god of schemes.
Molag Bal thrives on deception and chaos. But if you'll forgive me, this alliance war is of your own making.
Countess Hakruba, gather the surviving members of both guilds in the Sturk interior. The champion and I will go there now to open the portal.
We'll be right behind you, Vanos.
The time has come, champion.
Let's go!
Stendarr, protect us all! We're as ready as we shall ever be. Unfortunately, yes. It's not the massive army we'd hoped for. But now that Molag Bal knows we're coming, a smaller group might be our only hope of slipping into Coldharbour undetected. It's difficult to predict where you will emerge once you reach Coldharbour. Be on your guard, my friend.
Hello, what's this? Survived then, have you? Jolly good. Jolly good. Rotten luck. They arrived in Coldharbour, but in entirely different locations. Bloody unpredictable. Portals to oblivion. Not to mention Molag Bal's defences. Nasty beasties abound. Off you go, over the bridge and head inland. There's a good chap. Welcome back to Coldharbour, old chum. Jolly good to see you. I was afraid you'd snuffed it. What bridge? Is there a bridge? Tricky things, bridges. Tend to have all kinds of hideous creatures living beneath them. Except that one over there. That one leads to the Hollow City. Dreadfully dull place, and a real eyesore if you ask me, but I suppose it's where you want to start your quest. Quest! What a simply fabulous word. Quest. 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 I just love how it rolls off the tongue. Welcome back to Coldharbour, old chum. Jolly good. Welcome to the beautiful gardens of Coldharbour. Do have a look around. Lovely day.
Very few would dare to enter the Prince of Murder's realm of their own choosing. Your action consists of equal parts bravery and stupidity. I think in this case, that's exactly what we need. We've been waiting for you, Planewalker. You may refer to me as the Groundskeeper, one of the few survivors that remain. I tend to this city. The magic that protects these walls and keeps us safe requires constant nurturing and the utmost care. The city's original name no longer matters. Now it is a hollow city, waiting to be filled. A perfect place to begin an assault on Molag Bal. This city can be your armor against the hazards of Coldharbour. It just needs life to return it to glory. It could be. There is no safer place in Coldharbour, for Molag Bal's reach cannot extend into the Hollow City. That is what was intended, and that is the way it is. Please walk with me. Let me show you why this city will serve your needs. Watch and listen. While I could explain things to you, it will be better to simply show you. The history of the city permeates these streets, and with a bit of magic, I can reveal it to you. Now come, let us walk. Long ago, this city existed in Nirn. It was alive and vibrant, and went by a different name. Its people were devoted to Prince Meridia, the Radiant One. They lived in peace and assumed themselves safe from any dangers. But Meridia has enemies, such as the despicable Molag Bal. The Prince of Murder sent minions from Coldharbour to destroy her beloved city. The city's defenders did what they could, but they were no match for Molag Bal's forces. Everyone outside the walls was slaughtered, but the warriors and mages managed to seal the gates to protect those huddled within. As fortune would have it, the Ayleid King Lalorian Dainar was visiting the city. A skilled warrior and tactician, he quickly took command of the city's defenses. The Ayleid King single-handedly protected one of the gates. As he fought, he prayed for assistance, and his prayers were answered. Meridia felt compassion for her followers, but she also saw an opportunity. Molag Bal's open portal worked both ways. The time had come to take the battle to Coldharbour. Meridia warded the city and pushed it into Coldharbour. The city arrived intact, but many of its inhabitants were either killed or scattered by this realm's protective spells. Even the Ayleid King was captured. Still, Meridia had accomplished the impossible. She stabbed a dagger into Molag Bal's side. A portion of her realm was in his domain, and he could not touch it. The survivors lost faith, however. One by one, they left the safe confines of the city to try to return to Nur. They were foolish, and they paid the price for rejecting Meridia's edicts. Meridia foresaw a day when an opportunity would arise. An overconfident Molag Bal. Champions from another plane. On that day, this city would become the focal point for the assault against the Lord of Schemes. I say that the day has finally arrived. The great mage, Vanus Galarian, the Ayleid King, and you, our last best hope. You must gather your allies and bring them here. This city shall serve you well against Molag Bal. Know that every choice you make in Coldharbour will have an effect on the Hollow City. It shall be reborn with every person you save, forged into a weapon by your own hands. I am your advisor. We both wish to stop Molag Bal's machinations. I offer you what help I can. The Hollow City awaits you and your allies. Use it wisely, and it shall not fail you. You must gather those who were lost. King Dainar and Vanus Galarian have vital roles to play, and they must be at your side. Rescue your missing companions. Return the Hollow City to its former glory, and we can begin the assault on Molag Bal. You shall require more than just the king and the mage, of course. but they are as good a starting point as any. Others in this realm, allies current and soon to be, all have important parts to play in this endeavor. As you seek out the mage and the king, I'm sure you shall meet others who require your aid. Look for those you trust and who would be willing to join us here. Go west, beyond the Moonless Walk. There you shall find the Ayleid King, held within a tower of darkness. Vanus the Mage is somewhere in the Eastern Plain. His exact location is hidden from me. I recommend heading west first to find the Ayleid King, but the choice is yours. If you wish to free King Dinar, you must recover the lights of Meridia. The lights have the power to unlock his prison of darkness. Originally, the lights were a gift from Meridia, power that protected the city and made life easier for its inhabitants. When she pushed the city into Coldharbour, she filled the lights with even more of her divine power. King Dinar is trapped within a tower of darkness, bound by shadows and dark magic. Meridia's lights can unravel those bonds. Without them, you won't be able to set the Ayleid King free. As you no doubt noticed, Molag Bal's realm has its own defenses. Things that teleport onto this plane tend to get scattered, as were your allies, as were the lights. They could be anywhere, but most likely, they are guarded by Molag Bal's forces. Rumors only, I'm afraid. I have heard tales of a strange prison to the northwest, a tower that is not a tower, that guards one of the lights, and others whisper of a vile laboratory to the southeast that distorts the purity of Meridia's light.
You're alive! That's wonderful. Can we talk? You're a real live person, aren't you? I thought I was all alone out here. I bet you came from that city over there. Could you help me, please? I'm a projection, silly. My brother and I are part of the Mages Guild expedition. Well, freelancers, really. We got separated from the others as soon as we arrived in Coldharbour. But we're not slacking off. We're investigating this old library. We drew straws and I wound up on watch duty. But when I saw Daedra seal the entrance, I found another way inside. To rescue my brother, you know. But now I'm trapped too. There's a lot of magical projection stuff in here. That's how I'm talking to you. The Mages Guild gathered a team of the best dungeon delvers from across the 3 alliances. Members of the Undaunted, just in case they ran into any ruins or relics. My brother went into the old library with a couple of other treasure hunters.
You got it. No, my brother's the expert, but I think the Daedra are using the projection lenses to spy on the people trapped in the library. As long as the lenses are active, the doors won't open. I'm thinking sabotage is in order.
That's my thought. I'll provide whatever help I can from in here. I can tell you this. One of the other scholars, she called this place the Library of Dusk. Couldn't wait to start exploring. Please hurry. Whatever the Daedra want, it can't be good.
Is this working? Can you see me? I'll try to show you what's going on inside the library while you smash those lenses. Here goes. Did you see that? I'll make some adjustments while you search for the next lens. It's working. I switched the widgets with the gadgets, and that seemed to do the trick. Now let's see if I can get a view into the other part of the library. was unexpected. I must be doing something wrong. Alright, I think I made the proper adjustments. Now, let's see if I can spot my brother.
Lady Laurent, we need to get out of here. This place is a trap. Young Raynor has already been caught in its spell.
Oh, Tallinger, let's just stay here, you and I, forever.
No, the glamour has taken you as well.
Come, my dear. Let's find a quiet corner among all these beautiful books.
She's lost. Damn! I need to escape before I also succumb to the spell. I'll leave them a note in case the effects wear off.
Spell? Why haven't I been affected? Wait, I just heard the door unlock. It should be safe now. Come meet me in the gallery at the top of the ruins. Raynor! Raynor! He can't hear me. Why can't he hear me? Raynor! I can see Raynor through this observation window, but he can't hear me. It must be the spell. And I bet the spell didn't affect me because I'm not attuned to whatever catalyst controls the Magicka matrix. You know, the spell web. A pretty elegant trap, really. I think the spell's catalyst has something to do with an interest in knowledge. I'd be insulted, but what can I say? I'm in this for adventure, not scholarly pursuits. And thanks, by the way. You know, the spell seems to be a combination of glamours and illusions. It snared my brother and the other scholarly types. Anyway, we can't leave them like that. We have to snap them out of it. I always have a plan. It requires you to get down there and talk some sense into them. I'll make sure the Daedra don't lock us in here again. Just find me if Raynor gives you any trouble. And be careful. Illusion magic can be tricky. Sure, there may be other spells active down there. Take a look at the observation windows and remember the details of each holding cell. The Daedra must be keeping those notes for some reason, and I believe in always being prepared.
Oh, sorry. This book is so engrossing. Could we talk later?
I said I'm reading. Go bother someone with an intellect closer to your own level. I'm sure Lady Clarice and that Ultima Artificer would be happy to listen to your inane ramblings. I don't know what... Wait. You're right. This place radiates Daedric magic. I can feel it in the back of my skull. We need to free the others. Find Lady Clarice. I remember, she realized something important before we were drawn into the spell.
I think so. I can still feel the spell tugging at my mind, though. Just in case, Kirith and I are going to our camp outside of the ruins. But I'm worried about the others. Since the spell doesn't seem to affect you, can you look for Lady Laurent? Lady Laurent, Tellinger, and I decided to take advantage of our good fortune and explore this old library. The possible gain in knowledge far outweighed any risk involved. But as soon as we stepped inside, the spell started to take hold. Thanks. Kirith and I will head for our camp outside the ruins. Meet us there after you...
Raynor sent you? But why? I just found the most fascinating... Wait, where am I? I see. I suppose I should ask whether or not you're part of this elaborate trap, but I sense that you're not an illusion. Oh, I can feel the spell, however, crawling back, trying to slip into my mind. What an odd sensation. I remember that we discovered something or another, but the details elude me. Perhaps if I had more time to recover from the effects of the spell... wait a moment. Tellinger said something important just before I became engrossed in this relic. I wouldn't know exactly, but I'm sure Tellinger's around here somewhere. He's really quite clever, and dashing to boot. He reminds me of my good friend Stibbins. Well, let me see. We decided to take a look around this old library. I was sure there had to be a treasure or two to make it worth our while. Young Raynor became ensorcelled almost immediately and ran off. After that, things kind of get fuzzy. Thank you. I'm going to get out of here.
I take it that you are the one who read my note? The spells I placed upon it alerted me that non-Daedra eyes examined the writing. I do hope that you are a member of the force from Tamriel. If so, I have something to show you. This vault contains a portal, and the power emanating from it is overwhelming. Something on the other side seems to pierce the veil of illusion that hangs over this ruined library. It's inconsequential. Whatever it is, it may serve a purpose in our battle against the Lord of Coldharbour. If we can acquire it, then this excursion will not have been a complete waste of time. I have my suspicions, but I hate to speculate. If you must know, I think it might be one of the fabled lights of Meridia, the sources of power she used to hurl the Hollow City into Coldharbour. Come in and we shall investigate further. I take it that you are... Enter the portal and find the source of the power I sense emanating from the other side. Because I don't completely trust myself, while I have avoided the illusions that trap the others, I can still feel the pull of the Daedric spell. Find the power source and meet me at our camp outside the ruins, and take this token, just in case. Once you go through the portal, the token will attune itself to the access point. If you get lost, use the token and it will return you to the portal. What was once a curiosity that won me fortune and acclaim is now a vital tool in our mission.
Lights of Meridia can free me from Molag Bal's bondage. Find them and bring them to me. Know that you may jump from here and rejoin your friends below. What power I still possess shall keep you safe.
Welcome back, my friend. Did you find it? Was I right? Was the source of power I sense one of the fabled lights of Meridia? By the eight, that crystal! It is a light of Meridia. It is said that these orbs of power once allowed Meridia to transport an entire city into Coldharbour. If an agent of Meridia harnesses this power force, we shall gain a distinct advantage.
These poor creatures. Just slaughtered. Nothing ever changes. By Ifra's hairy feet, you outsiders just keep showing up. You and everyone else in this forest, it seems. My clan has already declared your allies to be trespassers. You don't want to know what we do to trespassers. The Shadow Walkers will catch them. They always do. Does a fuzzy newt goat have 7 toes? Don't look at me like that. It's a perfectly appropriate analogy. Anyway, I hope I reach them before the hunters do. Otherwise, your allies don't stand a chance.
Because I'm tired of seeing people get hurt. Ugh. Things need to change round here. We've already spent way too much time talking about fuzzy newt goats. I really need to get moving. Have you noticed the swords left near these campfires? I think your companions are trying to tell us something. I'm going to keep looking for them. If I can reach them before the hunters, they might just get out of this forest alive. Keep your eyes open and your weapon ready. The shadows here are not your friend. You need to be alive. You have to be. I need you to help me. I didn't do it. I swear. He was like this when I found him. This poor soldier. He didn't have to die. At least the Khajiit got away. How long can he manage to survive, though? I don't know. My clan can be very persistent. Because we made a stupid deal long time ago. We became the guardians of this forest in exchange for power and immortality. But look at the cost. Now the Shadow Walkers hunt anyone who dare sets foot in these woods. There might still be a way to save the other soldier, the Khajiit. But you need to trust me. I won't oppose my clan directly. They're my family. But I can help you find your friend. I just want to make sure no one else gets hurt. The Shadow Walkers use runners to search the forest, but you'll never see them. They become one with the shadows, all but invisible when the clan is on high alert. There is a way to see the runners, though. You need to collect the bark of a Spriggan. The bark's magic allows the creatures to... how should I put this? Feel their way through the dark woods. Infuse the bark with the wisps of light, and you should be able to spot the runners. Your friend is out there, being hunted by my people as we speak. My clan is ancient, older than you can even imagine. Our tree mender tells stories of the before time, when we lived under the bright skies in the lush forests of Valenwood. According to the stories, the Daedric prince unleashed his fury upon Valenwood. Instead of fighting back, my ancestors decided to offer their allegiance to the prince. And here we are. Gave up. That's one way to look at it. Another way is to see a clan that wanted not only to survive, but to gain a significant advantage. The Shadow Walkers love power. I explained this to you already.
I love the Khajiit elf. I know the best way into the tower.
This one does not understand the game the little elf and the snake thing are playing. But we have something important to do. We need to get into this tower. The key to our victory. It's in there. I know this to be true. We heard voices in the woods. We thought it was other members of our expedition calling to us for help. But Captain Alfari figured it out. The voice comes from this tower. Whoever is locked in there needs our help, and he will help us in return. The last Elliot king here? Then Captain Alfari was right. The key to our victory is locked away in that tower. This one isn't sure. The little elf appeared out of nowhere. But at least she didn't try to kill Camus like the other elves did. They both claim to know how to get inside the tower, but Camus doesn't trust either one of them. A safe haven in this place. Camus looks forward to seeing such a thing. Let me rest for a moment before I head out. I wish I could go with you, but until my injuries heal, I would only slow you down. Good luck, my friend. This one doesn't know very much about this area, but this one always has opinions. Ask what you... Oh, what a choice. Like deciding whether to roast slowly or leap right into the flames. There is no good answer. Well, the friendly snake thing did help me. We shouldn't dismiss them out of hand. They lack organ. When we were searching the woods, we ran into a few snake things. They attacked.
We shall help you enter the tower, but first you must help us against these foul wood elves. Do not listen to their lies. They murder our children for no reason. Please, you must help me save the little ones. We never asked to be dragged into Coldharbour. We never made a deal with the Daedric prince. But ever since we got here, the wood elves raid our nests and slaughter our children. This cycle of murder needs to end. You are a hero. You stride through Coldharbour with confidence, and not even the wood elves can touch you. You can win this battle for us, and we will be in your debt. We will show you how to enter the tower, even help you in your... They are monsters. They destroy our eggs and slaughter my people. You will? We have waited such a long time. So, you will? The vile and ruthless wood elves smash our eggs just because they feel threatened by our numbers. They even hold some in their dwellings, using them as hostages against us. This is not a way to live. We must get our eggs back. They keep our eggs in their camps, holding them to keep us docile. The tower. Yes, the tower. They hide our eggs in their filthy camps. I will find you near the wood elves' camp. I have ways of moving through...
Wait, outsider. A moment more of your time. I get it. My people killed one of your own. They aren't evil, though. You have to understand. We signed a pact to protect this forest. The Shadow Walkers believe that if they fail to honor that agreement, we're all doomed. Well, yes. I can't argue with that. I understand why you'd want to side with these creatures. I also know you need to get their eggs back. But my people don't need to die while you do it. Recover the egg. I'm not asking for anything you can't do. And I'll go with you when you're done, to help. I've been planning to leave anyway, so now's as good a time as any. You can use me, just don't kill any Shadow Walkers. Please. The Shadow Walkers watch the forest, but they're too confident. They leave our camps practically undefended. You could sneak in, get the eggs, and get out. You can do it. I know you can.
You recovered our eggs. How wonderful. My people will be most grateful to you for this. I must return these eggs to our nest, but there is one more thing you must do before my people will feel truly safe. A council of elders leads the wood elves. They live upon a large rock that floats above us. Queen Fajik's eggs were taken and hidden up there. You will need a key to open the portal. The key is divided into 2 shards, each protected by a Shadow Walker guardian. As soon as you acquire the 2 shards, go to the camp. Why do you insist on not harming the ones who kill my people? The little elf girl. She has confused you, hasn't she? Bah! I do not know the ways of stealth. I know nothing that would help you. I've already told you that. But think about it. How did you make your way past?
You are the outsider who has done so much for my people. I am grateful. Once the tyranny of the Shadow Walkers has ended, you will have the help you need. But first, good. Direct the shard key. Our time is now, my children. Swarm forth and reclaim what is ours. Finally, our children are avenged. The wood elves have fallen. My eggs shall be returned to my nest, and my people shall be safe. The Shadow Walkers shall be lost without their leaders. The day is ours. What would you have us do? The Wood Elves slaughtered my people. They would not listen to reason. The only chance we had was to remove their leaders. Now, we shall watch the Shadow Walkers crumble. You have helped us. Now we shall help you. I instructed Zignif to head to the ruined passage that leads to the tower. You shall find her there. Know that the Lamias are in your debt. Call upon us if you ever need our strength and cunning.
the crystal with you. You will need it to free me from my bonds. I have waited for centuries. And waited and waited. Do you know how boring that can be? But now, you are here, just as Meridia foretold. The Radiant One knows many things. She knew that one day the city she plunged into Coldharbour would serve her purpose. At first, she thought I would fulfill that prophecy. But I failed. And now, I need your help. Have no fear. I am as alive as you are. Molag Bal has preserved me so that I can endure his endless tortures. His cruelty knows no bounds. I can't slip free of this lightless oubliette, but I have managed to send my projection to meet you. I knew you were the one I was waiting for. Molag Bal locked me away for a reason. He fears me. Once you set me free, we can make him regret the day he made us his enemies. You made it this far, just as I had predicted. I am glad to see that my calculations were not in error. Now, if you are ready, we have a prison to break out of. I was captured shortly after Meridia pushed her city into this dread realm. This prison relies on darkness. Early on, I almost broke free. Now Molag Bal shapes the darkness itself to bind me, suppressing my attempts to escape. Molag Bal has trapped me within a pillar of darkness, infused with his own vile energy and powered by the light of Meridia. That, however, will be his undoing. The light of Meridia can also banish this darkness, but you have to bring it to me. To reach me, you must first unlock the prison door. Molag Bal uses crystallized darkness to hold me and suppress my power. Move the crystals from their locations to the prison door, and the way shall be opened for you. I am the last Ayleid king. In our ancient language, my name means ruler in dark times. I can imagine no darker time than the end of the Ayleid people. I am a servant of Meridia, her master tactician and strategist. Between my master's blessings and the time-distorting nature of this dread realm, I am still alive. Consider that to reach me, you must first I have barely set foot within these hallowed walls, and I already feel 1,000 times better. And now that you are here, we can determine our next move against the vile Molag Bal. I must take stock of our assets and resources, determine just how much might we can bring to bear. Only then can I develop a strategy that shall allow us to win this war. But forgive me, I wanted to convey that you performed admirably at the tower. Take stock of our... It is good to be back in this ancient city. I need to assess our strengths and weaknesses, determine how best to make our assault against Molag Bal. If we strike before we build up a sufficient force, however, I fear we shall lose this war. The soldiers, the ones who call themselves the Fighters Guild. They seem strong and capable, at least at first glance. I shall speak to their leader at once. No leader? Well, that is an unacceptable situation. I shall take command of this Fighter Guild force. It is the only logical solution. Talk to those within this building. After I consult with the groundskeeper, I shall join you inside.
The pieces begin to fall into place. With the king's aid, we shall assemble a force worthy of Meridia's blessing. Small groups have trickled in since your departure. The warriors inside seem to be under the protection of the knight Darien, an exceptional fellow, brave to a fault and devoted to lost causes. Cadwell found them in the wilds.
Your nagging is becoming more annoying than my persistent rash. We finally have a secure base. To go back outside without a plan is even too foolhardy for me.
You want us to hide behind these walls? To leave our comrades to die while you sip wine and lounge about? You have no honor, knight.
Don't lecture me about honor, elf. You have no idea what I've seen or what I've gone through. My apologies for that display. The whole rash comment. Just a figure of speech, of course. So, I suppose you know more about this place than any of us. Like where I can get a decent drink? A safe haven, eh? I didn't really expect to see cheerful flowers and clear water anywhere in this dark realm. I assumed we were walking into untimely and painful deaths. Glad to see I was wrong this one time. That's a good question. I heard that Captain Alfari was killed shortly after we were scattered. I was hoping to find another officer here, but no such luck. An Iliad? I thought they were all, you know, dead. Of course, this is a Daedric prince's plane. I really need to stop being surprised by such revelations. I have a feeling that won't be the strangest thing I find out before this is all over.
Attend me, soldiers. We have a war to win, and time grows short.
What in Ariel's name is this? Who are you?
So that's the last Iliad, huh? I thought he'd be more dusty. Isn't that what happens when elves get really, really old?
Shut it, you fop.
Who's in charge of this group? Step forward and address me. Then allow me to rectify that. I shall lead you. We shall recover your comrades and complete your mission. If that does not work for you, your services are no longer needed.
I don't know who you are, but you aren't Fighters Guild. You have no authority over us.
Do you challenge me, then? Do you want me to kill you to prove my combat prowess to your companions?
I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing that. He is kind of annoying.
How can you expect us to lay down our lives for someone we never met? Trust is earned on the battlefield.
If you want to survive, if you want to win this, you must trust me. Allow me to explain why you need my leadership. We shall work this out. I understand your reservations, but with my leadership, the Fighters Guild will help us win this war.
This is just... I can do this. I really can. All I have to do is... Oh, who am I kidding? I can't do this. There is no way. Why did I ever think I could make it in the Fighters Guild? Trying to figure out my next move. I'm with the Fighters Guild. We were attacked by Daedra. They captured my companions, took them into that prison down there. I'm just a scout. I can't fight Daedra, but I bet you could. There was a portal. The Daedra used it, but it disappeared. Near as I can figure, the only way in now is to jump down into the water. If you're brave enough to take the leap, look for Scordo. Big orc fellow. He always knows what to do. What I wouldn't do to be in a nice, safe place. A tavern somewhere, maybe. Warm, pint of ale, some good company. Instead, I'm in Coldharbour. If Molag Bal's minions don't kill me, Scordo surely will. The Daedra called it the Tower of Lies. I scouted around, looking for stairs or even some sort of secret entrance, but no such luck. The water looks pretty deep, though. Should be as safe as a walk in the park. Scordo knows everything and he's tough as nails. Captains Ilram and Darak may be in charge, but Scordo keeps our unit running smoothly. I suggest you talk to him before you do anything else down there. I assumed Molag Bal was trying to be funny. It's really just a deep pit, so the tower is a lie. Get it? A lie. No? Neither did I. But maybe there used to be a tower here once. That probably makes more sense. I'm a wood elf. I'm not a frontline soldier, if that's what you're getting at. If I have to fight, I prefer to do it from a distance. Anyway, jump off here and you should be fine. I really appreciate the help. There was a lot of yelling, fighting, movement. I'm smaller than a lot of the fighters, good at sticking to the shadows, so I hid. I'm not proud of it, but at least I can still help them. Or rather, I can get someone like you to help them.
Did you really just leap down into this slime pit? You're either remarkably brave or really stupid. I guess a little of both. Of course he did, the skinny weakling. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be in this mess. A Dremora mage runs the place. Clouds minds, breaks wills. I can't get my soldiers organized. Now the fat bastard Ogrims dragged away my friends. We joined the guild together. It ain't right them getting tortured by Ogrims. You rescue Sinfrey, Borgath, and Vikord. I'll find Overseer Aruz, and then you and me can deal with him permanently. Of course you do. Just make it quick. Me? Not much. No one pushes Scordo around. But the others? They chip away at rocks until they drop and get tormented by Ogrims. Some even have their souls yanked out. Turns them into empty husks. I wouldn't wish that fate on an elf. We tried, but... well, this place is strange. Most of us just gave up, lost our will to resist. Doesn't affect everyone the same way, but it does make it hard to organize. Maybe if you shake things up a bit, we can snap out of this. Maybe. What do I look like? The social committee? There's a bunch of prisoners down here from all over the place. There's even a Dremora. Probably pissed off Molag Bal. But I don't really know, and I don't really care. Well, she isn't a guard, but if she's a prisoner, the Ogrims certainly don't give her any grief. To tell the truth, I'm curious about her myself. I've noticed she's been watching you since you dropped in on this little party. It wasn't just me. A whole group of us got caught by the Daedra. We teleported into Coldharbour to take the fight to Molag Bal, but that didn't work out so good. We're down here, our captains are upstairs, and we're all up to our necks in Ogrim dung. What do I look like? This? Well, it's a prison pit. Aoife's the Unraveler runs the place. He loves the sound of his own voice. They split us up. Some of us are down here, but our captains, Isleram and Arak, they're upstairs. A locked passage keeps us apart. How did it go? Are my companions safe? Damn. Borgath was a good soldier, and a good friend. Thanks for helping the others, though. I've been watching for Overseer Aruz, but he hasn't come out of his chambers yet. We need to get his key. The key opens the passage to the next level. That's where they took Captain Isleram and Captain Arak. There's a way out of this Ogrim dung pit. It's up there. Once you get the key, you need to head upstairs and find Captain Isleram. Hey, Aruz! I owe you one! For Borgath!
I really don't like your odds.
Grab the key. It's in that chest over there. I'll go back and check on the others. Meet me by the passage door.
Ah, mortal. You are a curious creature. You don't really expect me to answer that, do you, little mortal? Needless to say, it amuses me to bide my time here and observe your plight. No need to concern yourself about my safety, though, for the lesser Daedra will not harm me. Even if I cared to explain myself to you, I doubt that you would understand. The politics of Oblivion are much too convoluted for your primitive mortal mind to comprehend. I will not hinder you, dear mortal. Consider that to be help enough for now. Know this, however. The exit from this place is currently unavailable. I suspect you will rectify that in the very near future. Oh, yes! Watching them has been very entertaining. They struggle in a web they cannot see, and it makes me laugh. You mortals. So easy to manipulate and so much fun to play with. No, little mortal, I am neither your jailer nor your tormentor. I am merely a disinterested observer who finds some tiny enjoyment in your predicament.
Spies! There are spies everywhere, and assassins! Scordo, he could be one of Auroch's assassins. You could be one of her spies. Never trust an orc or a spy. Blessed Lucky, I just don't know who or what to believe anymore. This place is getting to me. To all of us. That's what any competent spy would say. Wouldn't hurt to prove you're not an illusion or a spy. Tell you what. My sword is back there with the Ogrims that attacked us. You get my sword for me and we'll talk. Meet me near Auroch's camp. You're the one who's...
I find your antics to be quite enticing, little mortal. Following you? An interesting notion. Perhaps you are the one following me. But enough with the pleasantries. I was checking something. You should run along now. The other mortals seem lost without you. My, your interrogation technique is withering. I feel I must reveal everything to you. Wait. No, I don't. The feeling has passed. Maybe it was simply something I ate.
You weren't an illusion after all. Scordo also vouched for your existence. He doesn't vouch for anything, so you must have really impressed him. I almost expected you to stab me with it, not hand it to me. Hard to trust anything in this place. But as you can see, we have a situation developing here. Auroch can barely refrain from attacking us. We need to fix this now. Auroch says she can't stop the voices without her helmet. She said the eyes have it. I think she means the Watchers. Maybe the helmet will calm her down. Thank you for doing this. Sinfei wanted to retrieve it herself. But to be honest, we're not at our best right now. None of us could survive a battle with a Watcher.
Die?
We need to figure a way to get out of this Tower of Lies.
Who's that? Is that a Dremora? I grow weary of this situation. It's time to put an end to Ifriz's interference. You need to kill Ifriz. I need him dead. It seems we have a common goal to discuss.
Help from a Dremora? Why, doesn't that reassure me?
We share a common problem, little mortal. It only makes sense that we work together to solve it. Do either of us have any other options? Ifriz created the barrier that blocks the way out of this prison. Eliminate Ifriz and the barrier collapses. But you must find Ifriz if you are going to kill him. How sweet of you to ask. Ifriz hides behind illusions. I have removed them. He has something of mine. I want it back. Kill him and both our problems are solved. But hurry. He will soon discover his defenses are down and hide himself again. Ah, little mortal. I've already provided more help than you deserve. Well done, little mortal. You killed Ifriz, and I didn't have to lift a finger. Delightful.
I By Malakath's bloody mace, I feel so much better. That unbearable cloud of fear and confusion has finally lifted. I assume that this is your doing? I figured. We started sending people through the portal as soon as the barrier collapsed. There's a city nearby. We saw it before we were captured. We're going to try to regroup there. Just making sure the stragglers get to the portal. By the way, you impressed Scordo, which isn't an easy thing to do. Find him on the other side. He wants to talk to you. Take a look at the crystal we discovered. Ioram thinks it may be one of the lights of Meridia the Mages Guild told us about. If it is...
I can't go on like this. Fine. I'll handle this, sir. You can come out and see in a moment. So, someone has come to help us at last. We're out here in the middle of Coldharbour, and that's the best question you can come up with? I am most definitely not talking to myself. I am speaking to the alchemist. Be quiet, you mangy cat. I can't hear myself think with all that racket. Patience, sir. I'll explain everything. I am with the Mages Guild. We stepped through the portal and wound up in this vile laboratory. Daedra experimented on us. They merged our two souls. Now we're wasting away as this soul meld kills us.
To see out of Khajiit's eyes again. Zar hates being caged in that dark place. Yes, this one is pretty famous. Perhaps you have heard of Zar. But Zar must tell you, this soul meld is killing us. Will you help us? Will you unmeld our souls? Unmeld is so to a word. Pardon. The dwarven device that caused this is inside the laboratory. But Robo blocks the way. Collect Zar's notes and a bottle of pearl tincture. With those, this one can make a potion that will get you past the rubble. Questions are good. Ask and ask again. That is the systematic method of experimentation. Remember that you must know the rules before you can successfully break them. Oh yes, we came to defeat the evil Moloch Baal. Or was it Menemarco? Zar forgets. So many bad things start with the letter M. But something went wrong and Godress, and this one ended up here. That's when the Daedra melded our souls. Unfortunately, no. The soul meld weakens us, and we must conserve our strength. With the recipe and the ingredients, this one can make a transmutation potion and exert almost no energy whatsoever. A much better approach at this time, yes? Oh yes, we can. Their specialty is unfortunately.
You have no... I know you said you were sorry, but the question has been asked. One of us is disorganized and enjoys experimenting with dwarfen machinery. The resulting explosion reduced the entryway to a pile of rubble and sent our supplies in all directions. A few of us arrived together, but only the alchemist and I survived the experiments. Zer's explosion had one desirable side effect. It destroyed our Dremora captors. We have information vital to the Mages Guild, should we escape this predicament. Safe enough. We'll make our way to the entryway. We can manage a simple illusion to mask our presence. I wish we weren't so weak, however. I never realized how my ability to perform magic defined me. Now that I cannot do the things that once came so easily to me, I almost don't know who I am. Having a talking cat inside my head doesn't help much either.
Our friend would find us, Godress. You worry too much. Godress is upset because we had to hide behind some rocks. Undignified, he said. Well, Zer says that being eaten by a deformed creature is even more undignified. Quiet, Godress. This one knows what he's doing. This is most fragrant work, my friend. Most fragrant. Zer shall draft the potion immediately. It should make you slightly smaller. Certainly small enough to squeeze through the rubble. Long enough to slip into the laboratory. A few minutes, give or take. Now, let's think. Was it 6 or 7 drops of tincture? Zer thinks he saw some dried scarecrow over here. Ah, yes, here it is. Ah, Zer's finest potion yet. You will drink it now, yes?
This grows more taxing by the hour. Here is the potion. I hope Zer didn't cut any corners, but knowing him, it probably tastes terrible. Yes, Zer, I'll be sure to mention it. I am not a mixer of potions, and I don't want to debate the merits of alchemy with Zer again. But the cat knows what he's doing. Inside, look for my notebook. It lists what you need to craft the antipodal rods. Rods that will reverse the soul meld. Just find the components and craft the rods. We will try to recuperate and regain enough strength to teleport ourselves inside. If you have questions, please ask them before you drink the potion. The potion will work, you'll see. And know that I am grateful for your help. We both are.
I'm agreeable.
Teleportation was never this difficult before. The spell took so much out of me I was afraid we would never materialize. But Zer has the key to this room. He acquired it shortly after we'd got here. Were you able to craft the antipodal rods? We are so close. You need to use the rods to activate the dwarven device that performed the soul meld. Oh, and the crystal. I'm getting as careless as Zer. Look for a glowing crystal. The Overseer placed it in the machine to power the device. Well, in a manner of speaking, understand that Zer and I do not have two separate bodies to return to. But if this works, the soul meld won't kill the both of us. The magic will separate the intertwined strands of our souls, but only one of us will survive the process. Do not be dismayed. We rejoice at a chance for one of us to survive. Go on ahead. We will meet you. Stop shouting, Zer. What? Oh, yes. Based on our own experience, it appears that merging two souls into one vessel causes an internal storm as the souls. If the device works the way I expect, then the person operating it will decide which of our souls survive. Well, I could make a strong case as to why I should be the one to survive. My qualifications, my experience, my worth to the Mages Guild. But the truth is, I have grown fond of Zer. My right to survive is no greater than his. I cannot advise you. Then nature takes its course. But at least we will have tried to beat this. At least one of us has a chance to survive. And know that, however this ends, I am grateful for the aid you have provided us.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to.
I wasn't sure the illusion would last long enough to make it across the chamber, but it did.
As the end approaches, This one must admit that he will miss our time together. This one can't believe you crossed this chamber without so much as an illusion to mask your presence. You are so brave. This one, Zer's whiskers were twitching inside the Dark Elf's head. Next comes the exciting part. You test our theory. See those two pillars? One represents Zer, the other Godress. Insert the antipodal rods and turn on the device. If it works, you should be able to separate our melted souls. Yes, as we have explained, one body, one soul. At least one of us will survive to help the Mages Guild. This one knows you will make the right decision. Place the crystal into the machine, then insert an antipodal rod into each pillar to start the unmelding process. Please, hurry. One of us must be saved.
I'm grateful that you chose to save me. Still, I feel a bit lost. I wish Zer was still here. I'm not sure if I will ever be all right. But I live. I'm ashamed that I thought Zer was silly and scatterbrained. My time melded to him taught me so much. Zer had a good soul. I believe that the crystal powering the device is one of the fabled lights of Meridia. Thank you again for your help, for choosing me, but I wish that both Zer and I could have been saved. During our time together, Zer and I determined that the Dwemer device has similarities to the method Molag Bal uses to perform the plane meld. I will honor Zer's memory and give him credit for this discovery. Thank you again, friend, for saving us. Now that my strength has returned, I can open a portal to the Hollow City.
Your troops grow
another
weak,
mortal
darling.
happens
The
by.
worm cult isn't what it once was, and this mage isn't going to change that.
You throw peasants at me, Estri. Confuse weakness with boredom. My mage will do just fine.
Believe what you will. When I am victorious and you grovel before me, I will remind you of this moment and how wrong you were.
You two bicker like a couple of married old gnolls. You didn't even notice the new arrival.
Another one? Where do they all come from? I swear they pop up like rabbits.
This one is different, special. I think this one will make a good addition to my team. My killer comes to humiliate me once again. Well, know that your luck won't help you here. I do hope you compete in this game. I so want to get another chance to rip out your heart and pull out your spine. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this game of war that we play, fool. Oh, don't tell me you came here by accident. It never ends well for the stupid ones. Fool. I don't expect to win you over with a smile and pretty words.
Ah, a new recruit. Splendid. I have a good feeling about you. Yes, I really do. Together, I'm sure we can win this contest. Good fortune follows me, or so I've been told. Hasn't the Observer explained things? He is the game master. My associates and I, we're the contestants. We play to win our freedom. Of course we need pawns to play the game. Luckily, the mages arrived just in time for the next match. Do you think I had a choice? You are either naive or woeful.
You have no idea what you just walked into. You should never have come here. The one who runs this game, the Observer, he uses us as an amusement. He promises freedom and forgiveness. Lofty ambitions that are most certainly unattainable. Yet we continue to fight. It's either this or non-existence.
What's to do?
It's an endless game of torture. A snare for any who walk into its grasp.
Why have you wandered into the cliffs of failure, mortal? Are you curious as to what you must face here? Do you wonder why we haven't destroyed you? Or why these mages abound before us? I have answers, of course, if you are willing to listen. The three standing beside me have either failed the Lord of Schemes in life, or become bound to him in death. Redemption calls to each of them, but to win back the Dark Lord's favor, they must first win my game. And no one has ever won my game. Why, these mages have joined the game. Sides have been drawn and tasks assigned. First, they each must perform a small deed for their new masters. If they survive that, then the fun begins. They can start killing each other. You are so nicely, but no. Once you begin the game, only victory or defeat can set you free. You, however, shall add an element of surprise and excitement to the game. Will you rush bravely into the fray, or will you turn and run like a coward? I appreciate your spirit, but save it for the game. I have been master of this game for thousands of years. Many have tried to defeat me, all have fallen. I confess that the game has begun to bore me. Where is the challenge? How true. So you can understand my excitement. You have come here of your own accord. You seek to defend the mages so unprecedented. Still, to participate, you must choose a side. There are no wild cards in this game. They are in the game now, below us. They fight for their lives, doing all they can to survive. I'll be curious to see if they make it past the first trial. So few do, you know. That portal will take you to the battleground. Find the mages there, if they haven't been eliminated yet. Be warned, once you enter the portal, you are committed to the game. Remember that. I don't abide cheaters or quitters. My master hates when his servants fail him. It breaks his heart. But he will forgive if they can prove they still have something to offer. Take these three. Failures, every one. But my master offers a chance. He allows them to compete in my game. The rules are simple. These three cannot participate in the game directly. They must use pawns to fight for them. In this case, the mages. If a chosen champion falls, so too falls the corresponding leader, and redemption slips from their grasp. You get to compete as well. Join a team and lead it to victory. Do this, and you can claim the prize that has thus far been unattainable. Freedom from my game. And I'll even sweeten the deal. Win, and you can take one of the mages with you.
You came with us to stop Molag Bal, didn't you? I'm sorry you got caught up in this stupid game, too. Well, take my life. Finish me. I refuse to participate in this travesty. Really? Well, your timing is terrible. Couldn't you have shown up before we started killing each other? I'm sorry. It's not your fault. I'm just frustrated in myself. And a little in pain. Can you believe Mim stabbed me? Mim talked about a plan to get us out of this. Said we just needed to play along. But as soon as we got down here, the dark elf fled and the cat stabbed me. Said everything would be all right. Never trust a cat. Engoff selected me. The bastard who tried to destroy Glenumbra picks the Breton. Of all the arrogance and gall. I guess it doesn't matter now. He gave me these strange seeds. Said they'd help if I planted them. Engoff told me to plant the seeds in the corpses of the fallen. He seemed desperate, but there was also a kind of compassion in his eyes. Here, take them. I don't want...
Stay away from Mim. Don't make this one hurt you. Mim will win this game. Help! You can't help. We're stuck here, fighting to the death. No one gets out alive. That's just how the game works. Glad to hear it. Good to know you weren't fooled by his promises. Or had you just... He said it harnessed the power of the dead. Thalek said to look... Whatever that...
I can end this nightmare. One step, and it would all be over. No more worries. No more unpleasant options. I wouldn't have to hurt anyone.
Help? No one can help us. We're already dead. Lost. Forgotten. More playthings for Molag Bal. We can't win this dreadful game. No.
I couldn't even hold on to the one thing I needed to survive. The shadow.
Do you see my court jester? Isn't he handsome? In life I knew him and other members of the Shadow Court. We worked together on more than one occasion. Doesn't he dance like a Daedra? Oh, but you must be wondering why I'm here to greet you. What? Can't you read my mind? I tease. I came to thank you for the service you provided me. A service I didn't even ask you to do. The dark, direct, and to the point. I can appreciate that. We have so much in common, you and I. I wanted you to know that you're exceeding the Observer's expectations. He thought you'd be dead by now. He certainly didn't expect... Because you need to decide soon. The Observer won't let you play the game much longer if you don't select a side. I invite you to join my team. We'd be perfect together.
This woman will live. I have made sure of that. She is too valuable to lose so early in the contest. You may have accomplished her task, but I know she will help me in the end. For this reason, do not attempt to know my heart, mortal. Julian is pure. Unlike the rest of my army, she is not tainted by corruption. I need one such as her. Serve the Lord of Schemes? Never again, mortal. I fight this battle to live, to reverse what I've become. This magic that made me like this hides in this realm, as does the magic to restore. I want to become whole again. That's why.
thought of than our...
You make a mockery of my game, mortal. By all calculations, the mages should be dead by now. But no, they still live. I must say, however, that my game hasn't been this exciting in a long time. So I grant you the ultimate boon, the right to choose. You must pick a side in the game. There is no other option. The rules are built into the very fabric of this domain. The only way to save your mages is to follow the rules and win the game. So you believe. You must win the war first. Now, who will you choose? Angoff of the Reach? Kinlady Estrie of the Silver Tongue? Quick-witted and capable of bargaining her soul over and over. How many Daedric lords have... So you have chosen, so shall it be. Your allegiance has been pledged to Kinlady Estrie of the Somerset Isles. You have chosen a side. Now understand that only one contestant can win this game. And as always, I can change the rules without warning in order to keep the contest exciting. Never. The game is sacrosanct. But I can alter the rules to keep the contestants guessing and to maintain...
How good to see you again, and on the winning side. Wonderful. My dear friend Relmus told me so much about you. As I told Relmus, if you help me, I shall help you. It's as simple as that. Oh, I understand. I really do. But do those things need to be mutually exclusive? I think not. You saw me as the best path to victory, so you struck a bargain to join my side. As a connoisseur of bargains, I can assure you that you chose wisely. So direct. How delicious. I could just eat you up. I really could. For me to win, my champion must eliminate my opponent's champions. But the observer, that clever game master, always makes sure the champions are evenly matched. Oh, yes. You have a quality I haven't seen in Coldharbour before. A gleam in your eyes. You can do this. Now, that nice shadow fellow you helped earlier is also sworn to my cause. Just use my mask when you need assistance, and he'll come running.
Ah, there you are. Estrie sent me to find you. She said the Observer was changing the rules. She sent me away just as our cruel game master appeared. He seemed very angry, but I also got the impression that he was... excited. What did you do? That's surprising. Oh, I had complete faith in you. I really did. But no one has ever survived long enough to defeat 2 champions. It's unprecedented. Did you see Julene and Mim? What happened to them? I guess I should go try to find them. They really are lost without me, you know. Where were you rushing off to, by the way? If the Observer has changed the rules, I doubt it's a reward he plans to give you. My guess? He's going to throw more opponents at you until you finally fall. It's what I would do. Well, good luck up there. I think you'll need it.
Impressive, most impressive. No one in the history of my games has ever defeated 2 champions. But now, you must face one more challenge. Defeat my guardians and reach the portal to claim your reward. You have accomplished the impossible. Now for your true reward. Prepare to face me.
You won't face the Observer alone. We're in this together.
I grow weary of annoying. This contest is between your betters, mate.
I never used to fight this much, until I met you.
How positively exciting! You have won the game that could not be won. You defied the laws of this realm. Oh, well done! Well done! Confounding, isn't it? Such is the way of things in Coldharbour. The game goes on, and so there must always be a game master. Still, I am amazed that you managed to win the game. You accomplished the impossible, so choose your reward. You won fair and square, so you may select one companion to take with you when you leave. Only one. The others must stay and continue to play the game until they can win for themselves. Now decide, who will go with you? Who will it be then? What? How dare you threaten me? You are lucky that I even gave you a reward at all. The balance must be maintained. The unmitigated, how dare! Fine. Take them all and do not return. My master will be angry, but not as enraged as he would be if the game was permanently disrupted. Now, be gone with you.
See? That wasn't so hard. There's always a way to get everything you want. Believe me, that's a philosophy I live by. Now that we're free, where do we go from here? A city? Ah, what an excellent idea. A warm bath, a glass of fine wine. I don't remember the last time I had such luxuries. These dear mages and I will keep each other company along the way. We should have no problem reaching the place.
The great and wondrous Vanus Galerion has a message for you. Greetings. This magical projection presents my current plan to my allies. Separated and alone, I decided to complete our mission, personally. I entered the Black Forge through a side door with the intention of destroying the Great Shackle beyond. In case it needs to be said, the Black Forge creates all of Molag Bal's vile weapons, including the Dark Anchors and the Great Shackle. With the Great Shackle destroyed, the threat of the Plane Meld should come to an end. No need to concern yourself. I'm sure I have this well in hand. I imagine I've already destroyed the Great Shackle, and even now we're celebrating our victory over the Lord of Brutality. Yes, I'm sure that's what has happened. You there, please. I need your assistance. What a ridiculous question. I am the Great Mage's essence of health. The Daedra captured Vanus. They planned to use him to power the Great Shackle. To prevent this, Vanus divided his essence into 3 fragments. Vampires feed upon this essence and weaken it. Kill the vampires and collect the energy they siphoned from me. Restore that energy to me and I can easily break free of these flimsy bonds. When Vanus Galerion was captured, he cast a spell that divided him into his 3 essential essences. While we are the essences of the Great Mage, we aren't the Great Mage himself. Not exactly. The Great Mage is a virtual...
Heck, I hope you're watching.
returned. I had almost given up hope. Yes, I can sense its reinvigorating presence. Give it back to me and I shall free myself. Follow my light to the slave quarters. I sense the time to reforge the essences of the great... The essence before you has been used to feed the slaves and keep them working. Talk to the slaves and convince them to release my energy so that I can break free. If the slave's taskmaster used a device to rip away my energy, the device can recover the energy, but doing so will destroy the soul-shriven you target. However, the device only works from a distance. Get too close. What can I tell you that you don't already know? Vanus Galerion is the most famous, most powerful, most daringly courageous mage in the Mages Guild. His legendary exploits are, well, legendary. Aren't you listening? He's the great mage. There isn't anything he can't accomplish once he sets his mind to it. This particular conundrum is merely a minor bump in the road. Makes things more interesting. Ugh, the pain. It's exquisite. But this has to end. 4 seals contain the magic that binds me to this machine. While this essence is locked in place, they siphon my energy into the forge. Vanus divided himself to prevent them from using his considerable energy to power the Great Shackle. It didn't stop them from plugging this essence into the forge, however. Unlock the 4 seals and I'll be able to escape this... They plan to use the Great Mage to provide a considerable boost of energy, to complete the plane meld ahead of schedule. Vanus divided his energy among the 3 essences, making each one worthless to the Great Shackle. It is a larger, more powerful version of a Dark Anchor, designed to complete the connection, to draw Oblivion and Nirn together. It provides the power necessary to craft Molag Bal's vile implements of conquest, Daedric weapons, Dark Anchors, the components of the Great Shackle itself. And I am the source of this energy, at least while the seals of binding remain in place. Vitality. Welcome back. And now stamina returns. How I've missed you, old friend. Ah, much better. Now, follow me out of this foul place. Then we can talk. Perhaps I shouldn't have attempted this by myself. Yes, the Great Shackle, where the plane meld begins and ends. I thought I could deal with it on my own, but I was wrong. You have restored me, released me from captivity. With your continued help, we can end this threat once and for all. The time has come. The Great Shackle must be destroyed. Stay close and follow my every command. Taking down the Great Shackle, the primary conduit for the plane meld, requires precision and the careful application of destructive spells. As it so happens, I am a master of destructive spells. This won't be easy. Is there anything else you want to ask me before we move out? What can I tell you that isn't obvious? The Great Shackle is the ultimate version of Molag Bal's Dark Anchors. A massive weapon capable of completing the plane meld of its own accord. It would be a fascinating device if it wasn't so terrifying. They wanted to use my energy to power the Shackle. That indicates to me that the Shackle utilizes some form of energy. Disrupting that flow of energy may be key to destroying the Great Shackle. I'll know more once we get inside.
The shackle sends metaphysical chains of energy across the planar chaos to latch onto our world. While the Dark Anchors have been able to pull portions of Nirn into Coldharbour, the Great Shackle has the power to steal our entire world! A barrier spell on the door? How pedestrian. Give me a moment and I'll open the way. I must be weaker than I thought. That took a lot out of me. Once we get inside, you take the lead. I need to conserve my energy for dealing with the shackle. So I leave the hacking and slashing up to you. We need to locate the source of energy that provides the power for the shackle. Remarkable. Very interesting. It appears to be similar to the cage I was imprisoned in at the Black Forge. Examine this pedestal and tell me what you make of it. No! What have you done? Oh, wait! You reversed the energy flow. Good work! Now isn't going to destroy itself, you know!
Have at thee, vile shackle. We're going to give you a damn good thrashing.
Defend me while I cast this extremely powerful and fantastically impressive spell! Keep them off me. I have to concentrate, and even the least distraction can be disastrous. With those creatures. Must I do everything on this mission?
Don't cry for months.
It must be electrifying to watch a master such as I while I work.
Probably shouldn't trust that.
creatures get past you?
Maybe I should have joined the buoyant homages.
Shattered! The threat of the plane meld is no more!
Jolly good. And as soon as you deal with the planar vortex, everything will be right as rain.
What? Explain yourself, man. What planar vortex?
The shackle formed a planar vortex, kind of like an oblivion straw that will suck Nern right through and into Coldharbour. Quite amazing how I knew that.
Enough! We can discuss this back in the Hollow City. I'll open a portal before this entire place collapses on top of us. We have accomplished great things this day, my faithful friend. Was there ever any doubt? Between your skills and my formidable magical prowess, the destruction of the shackle was a foregone conclusion. We aren't finished yet, however. Cadwell claims that we have more to do if we are to truly save Nern. I would love to explore this lost city, but apparently we still have much to do. This planar vortex that Cadwell describes concerns me greatly. Let's head inside and formulate a new plan to deal with this danger. If what Cadwell says is true, our job isn't finished here. And I'm positive we got the Daedric Prince's attention at the shackle. He won't be too happy about what we did to his toys. That means we need to hit him before he hits us. I need to consult with my colleagues in the Mages Guild. We need to gather whatever information we can on this planar vortex. I hate going into a situation blind. Let the mages inside know that I'll be joining them in a moment. I need to finish with Cadwell and the groundskeeper first. I don't know about you, but I find them both to be more than a little, peculiar.
You must be the person who rescued all these people. We were part of Varnus Galerian's group before. Well, before everything fell apart. We appreciate everything you've done for us. The four of us, yes. There were many more, but, well, you've seen it out there. Even our fabled leader was lost to the harsh plain of Coldharbour. We're all that made it back. What? You've got to be kidding. I saw him being torn away. There's no way they'd let him live. You must have him mixed up with someone. There just isn't any way.
Ah, my old friend. I thought we'd lost you.
What? It can't be!
So good to see you all again, my friends. I'm glad we all made it here safely.
Varney, you're alive. That's wonderful.
Ah, dear Nalia. My heart fills with delight at the sight of you. Yes, I am safe.
Where have you been, old friend? Trying to win the war all by yourself again?
Well, yes, but I ran into a bit of trouble. Our friend here showed up and lent me a hand.
Well then, you have our thanks. I'm not sure we could have gone on without Varnus.
Cheer up, dear Nalia. I'm here now. But our mission isn't finished. We have to destroy the planar vortex and end the plane meld.
Do you have a plan, old friend?
I know what we need to do. I'm just not sure how we go about doing it. We need to discuss this with the Fighters Guild. We need a council of war.
Ah, look around you. See how the people brighten the streets with their very presence. It is good to have this place inhabited once again. King Dinar and Varnus have begun to rally the troops. They have called for a council to meet here in the Hollow City. There are decisions to be made, plans to draw up. The time for war fast approaches, and we need to be ready. If anyone who can help us remains in Coldharbour, I am not aware of their presence. If you still wish to explore, however, you are free to do so. You shall find the Ayleid King and the Mage inside the cathedral. They await your arrival. Once you enter the cathedral, the preparations for the final assault to save Nirn will begin.